What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gold Label Target exclusive figures. So up front here we have Fire, so it looks nice with the translucent green, all nice flame body there, looks awesome for her, as well as Metallo. Kind of a weird design for him, but I still really like this. I like the colors and design. He looks awesome there. And then to go along with these two, we also have the 2-pack of Rookie and Mr. Bloom. So we've had, of course, the Jim Gordon that goes along with Rookie, did him more recently, so it's cool to now have the big Rookie body to go with it. And then the villain from the story of Mr. Bloom there, which looks pretty cool, I guess. Simple body, but just pretty cool for that and from that comic storyline. So I'm excited to check out all 4 of these figures. So let me go and get these open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with Fire, who is Beatriz Bonilla da Costa, a former model from Brazil that was a showgirl and stage performer, but she became a secret agent for the Brazilian government, and while on a mission she was exposed to a pyroplasmic explosion that granted her fire-based powers. So we have her here in her green pyroplasmic form with powers of pyrokinesis, intangibility, flight, and flame projection. So she looks cool here. Of course, this all see-through body. It does look like they're using the Catwoman body because she does have like the high heels and leggings that sort of come up, even though she should pretty much just all be solid flat base body, but looks pretty good the way it is here. We get her face there, so it looks pretty nice. Just, have some painting design giving her eyes, mouth, eyebrows, all that sort of stuff. It looks like we have maybe a band at her hair, so with that it kind of reminds me of Rogue. Rogue always has like the band and whatever with the flame fire hair, which looks pretty cool. Love like little paint effects on the end of it there. And then again, just they're pretty much all see-through body, so she's in this pyroplasmic form with a little bit of flame stuck on the side of the underwear there as well, so little flames there around her waist going around to the back, and then just all the way down. Like I said, she has the high heels, which could of course make her hard to stand up, which I don't really have too many issues, so I get to get her standing pretty easily there, but of course she'll come with the base, that'll help out. But it just looks pretty cool with the form, just the all see-through green body. Of course you can see all the joints in there to see how it's all put together and all that as well, which is cool. But just getting a Fire added to the collection is really cool. But we'll do her movements, so her head will twist all the way around. She can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements for the neck there. We get the shoulders that come up to 90 with a little bit of like a butterfly sort of design there. Not really too much at all, but it'll rotate around. We get a bicep twist as well, since she has like the Catwoman arm, so there's a little joint here where it'd be the sleeves of Catwoman, so there, so it has the twist, as well as the double elbow joint that can bend all the way up on herself, so really nice for that. Get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth, so it's got the ball joint there, so hinge up and down there. Then we can go to ab crunch, so we get the crunch just under her chest, so just crunch a little bit back and forth, but can twist all the way around. And then at the waist, she can crunch a little bit more. It doesn't really feel like too much more though, and twist all the way around there as well. Then we go down to the hips. They'll come up to 90. Out to the side, she can do the splits. Pretty much no thigh twist at all for her. And then we go down to the double knee joint. That'll bend up that far, kicking herself in the butt. And then down to the foot where you can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So, of course, it has like the standard McFarlane joints, especially for the female with the thinner joints there. And like I said, unfortunately, with her high heels, she is a little bit difficult to stand up, but thankfully, I'm not having too many issues. But the only accessory she really comes with is some flame effects for her hands. Like I said, she does shoot flames off. So we get these flame effects, of course, with the green design that we can put onto our arms and hands. So let's put these on. So there are those effects on her hands. Of course, they don't look the best, and they just sort of slide on, don't really stick on too well, so they could easily fall right back off. But there she at least has those on her. And of course, like I said, she does come with the base, which we'll need to put her on to help keep her stable and standing. So that'll help out a lot now, so we don't have to worry about her as much. And finally, we have her card, so there's a nice picture of her there. Not exactly labeled as from, but she is in different groups. I just don't have what the group she's a part of. I want to say it's like Justice League International or something like that, but just some sort of group there, but looks pretty nice with that design. And then on the back, of course, we have her story of Beatriz Bonilla da Costa, which was originally a spy for the Brazilian Secret Service. B was on a mission when she came into contact with a strange chemical mix called pyroplasm. Her exposure to the substance gave her metahuman ability to control a green flame that could cover her whole body and allow her to fly. So not too much more details than I already gave you there, but she looks pretty cool. Like I said, the figure's not perfect. Like I think in the picture there, she of course looks awesome. That's a nice design, which they tried to carry out to the figure, which isn't horrible. Like in the camera, she looks a lot better than she does in real life, because obviously in real life you can see through her a lot more and see the different shades and greens and stuff that were in the camera. It's mostly more solid till you get to like the ends of it and stuff, but she doesn't look bad. They did a pretty decent job. I just wish the body was more of a flat body instead of just reusing that Catwoman body, and it has the different like layers on the arms and thighs and stuff. It still looks decent overall for what it is. And next up, we have Metallo, whose real name is John Corbin. He was a professional con man that was fatally injured in a car crash, and he was taken to a cybernetic specialist that was obsessed with killing Superman. So his brain was transplanted into a cyborg body with a kryptonite heart core. So this cyborg body gives him superhuman strength and durability, as well as enhanced senses, computer analysis, and energy projection. So he looks cool here. Like I said, not my exact form of Metallo that I know, but still looks pretty nice. With, of course, the red and green reminds me of Christmas, but it's nice with like the dark green, dark like metallic green with the lighter shady green like on his chest in the center with like the electron sort of design, the helmet, and at his waist there as well. And then red everywhere else, so red up around his body, going down the back, down the sides, and down the legs as well, all the way to the feet, where he does also have some green like knee pads and green on the arms, as you can see there. So overall, looks pretty nice with the design. Like I said, the red and green sort of sticks out like Christmassy colors, but still looks cool and is a nice design for Metallo. Now we can do the movement, so his head will twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far. So again, not the best movements, especially because this collar around the neck, but not bad at all for what he's got. Shoulders can come up to 90 with a little bit of like the butterfly. It's all sort of tight in there, so don't really get it, but it'll twist around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, which isn't bad at all. Wrist will twist around again on the ball joint, so it'll hinge back and forth there. Then we can go to the ab crunch. The upper ab crunch can crunch back and forth. Not really a whole lot, just a little movement back and forth, and we'll twist around. And then we can go down to the waist where he'll crunch back and forth and twist around as well. And we can go down to the hips. That'll come up to 90, out to the side to do the splits. Get a thigh twist a little back and forth there. The double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back. And then we go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So again, the same McFarlane joints we have all the time, so nothing really new or out of the ordinary there. He does have some issues with his midsection, like trying to keep it all lined up. Of course, the two sections are wanting to like get out of the whack, and trying to keep them like all straight and stuff doesn't seem to be working out the best. So have some issues with that midsection, but other than that midsection, nothing wrong with him at all. Accessory wise, the only thing he comes with is a grouping of kryptonite. So I have this little pile of crystals for kryptonite there. So just nice to have an extra little that. Don't really need it for anything for him, but just nice to have. And he of course comes with the base we can put him on. And finally, we got his card. So there's a nice picture of him. Looks pretty similar to this. Just, doesn't really seem as armored up. Just seems like basic like skin covering, but still looks pretty good there. And on the back, of course, we have his name is John Corbin. And it says Metallo is made up of two vital components, advanced technology and the depraved human mind of John Corbin. With these linked together by a cybernetic interface and powered by kryptonite, Metallo has become a living weapon who only seems happy when targeting Metropolis's true Man of Steel, Superman. So a little bit more explanation thrown in there for him. And overall, like I said, nice figure design. Of course, nice stands out with those colors. And besides the issue with the midsection, nothing wrong really with this figure at all. And next up, we have Rookie, also known as Super Heavy Batsuit. It was a mech batsuit created by Daryl Gutierrez while working for Powers International, and it was made for Jim Gordon, who was taking up the mantle of Batman. So this suit has superhuman strength and durability, as well as the ability of flight, cloaking, and enhanced vision, as well as weaponry of rocket launchers on his shoulders, EMP grenades in his hands, and batarang launchers and energy blades that shoot from his wrist. So this is really big. This is a giant figure. Of course, when we bring in other things, you'll see just how big it is, but it looks pretty awesome. But as I sort of mentioned, it is a mech suit that Jim Gordon can get inside and sort of, use as a mech suit as intended. But it looks pretty nice with the all blue body, so this nice robotic blue body. Has the bat logo on his chest since it is a bat suit, and even like for the cowl design, of course, the face where Jim Gordon's head would be. Has like the cowl ears coming up and stuff, so that's pretty nice. Continue on with that look of Batman. Has the GCPD on the sides, and of course, like little lights and stuff, so get red and blue lights, obviously, for the police lights. The rocket launchers up on his shoulders, the big like shield blade things coming here on his hands, of course, that can shoot out as it sort of mentioned. Get the nice segmentation in spots, so like in the midsection and on the inside of the arms and all that. Looks cool. Has like this little like skirting design, should be like the utility belt for Batman there, but like skirting like sort of coming off to the side, which is nice. And the blue continues down the legs, almost with the big bat like head kneecaps there, all the way down to the black feet there. So it looks pretty nice design with the blue, of course, white stripes all over it as well. It's just really big, and so it's hard to really do a lot with this figure because of how big it is. But for movements, the head will twist around, so it should be able to twist all the way around. Hard to really get a hold of. It can twist around in there, and then should look down that far, and then up a little there as well. So hard really, especially with this like collar design going around it, but it does have movements. It's just hard to really get it to move because it keeps catching on that. Then we go to the shoulders that come to 90, of course, have like that butterfly design, and we'll rotate around within there. we get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, which isn't bad at all. The wrist will twist around. Of course, got to worry about this back covering piece, but the wrist should be able to twist around and then flex. I can't tell where it is. Yeah, I can't get it to move. There is a ball joint in there though, so it's just the usual. Get it where the split in the ball joint is, and you should be able to move back and forth, but I can't find it with all the stuff that's around it. Then we get the upper ab crunch, so right up here, crunch back and forth, and twist just very little. And then we go down towards the waist, he'll crunch, and there he'll twist all the way around. Then we go to the hips, that'll come up to 90 and out to the side, not far from doing the splits. Get a thigh twist up in there, and the double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, kicking himself in the butt. And then we go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth, twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So it's pretty crazy how good this moves and works out and everything. You know, it's just like their normal figures, just in a super big form. That's the only difference with this. It's huge, but it has all the exact same movements that normal figures have. Now, accessory-wise for this, the only thing it comes with is the unmasked head of Jim Gordon, so we can switch that head out. So you can plug that head of Jim Gordon in there. So like I said, it's supposed to be him inside of the bat suit there. So that looks pretty cool, but of course I always like the masked version better. And not that we really need it, but he does come with the base, but he's got the big feet, so he's not got any issue standing. We can also bring in that Gordon Batman we have, so there you can see him in his Batman suit compared to what he looks like going into the rookie suit. So you can see just how big rookie is. It's almost like very close to getting like double the size of this because it's crazy big. So it's got to be at least a foot tall for the figure. It's just so crazy how big this is. And of course, finally, we do have his card as well. So there's a nice picture of rookie from the comics. And of course, on the back, we have that it's James Gordon, and it says Gordon was invited to head up the Batman task force as the city's new Batman for a time. He got into shape and became the best Batman he could, piloting a giant mech suit. So that is pretty cool. Get a little tiny bit explanation there for it, but overall a nice big suit. Of course, big, crazy. Like I said, just crazy how tall it is and how good the articulation was for being as big as it is. But just a nice, awesome big figure to add to the collection. But of course, Rookie came in a 2-pack with Mr. Bloom, who participated in one of Daryl Gutierrez's underground experiments that would give ordinary civilians metahuman powers by consuming a device known as a seed, and Mr. Bloom was the only successful subject. So he has powers of metamorphosis, which gives him powers of superhuman strength and durability, as well as elasticity, size alteration, pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, and claws on his hands. So he looks cool here, you know, relatively decent, you know, not really anything crazy about him. Almost looks like just a normal human, and just with the weird head and claws is the only thing off about him. So we get his head there that almost looks like he's got a sunflower face, so it's Mr. Bloom and seed, so it's got a lot of flower design and stuff to it, with this mask that completely covers his face. So I don't know if that is his head now, or if that's just, you know, a mask, like I said, so a mask on his face there. Then he's got his body, you know, pretty skinny sort of character with this black shirt, and then these like greenish gray sort of pants. Like I said, though, he does have weird hands there, so he's got these really long fingers with claws at the end of them, and then all the way down just to some black boots there on his feet. So you could use this as a nice base body if you switch out the hands and the head and stuff, could just make it some random character. Of course, you'd have to worry about like skin tone and stuff, but otherwise just use this as a base character body for something. But overall, like I said, not a whole lot to him, just a character. I do believe he was like introduced like right when I was getting out of reading comics. He was a character that was introduced. Don't really know a whole lot about him more than what I told you, but I don't think he looks bad. Now for movements, we get that'll twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far. Not a whole lot of range of the head, unfortunately. Shoulders can come up to 9, at least should be up to 9. It's like stopping there for some reason, so that far with a butterfly joint, and we'll rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up all the way up on itself, which is nice. The wrist will twist around there and hinge on that joint, so hinge back and forth. Then we can go to the ab crunch, so on the chest there, crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And of course at the waist, crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips, that'll come up to 90 and out to the side. A little bit of a thigh, just pretty much nothing. But the double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, not too bad at all. Go down to the foot, so it'll rock back and forth here and twist all the way around and a little bit side to side with a toe joint on the end of the shoe. It's pretty decent moves, of course, with a nice skinny body, nothing really to get in the way or interfere with anything, so he moves pretty good there overall. But unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot to him. Pretty basic sort of guy here. The only accessory comes with is the base to put him on. and of course his card. So there he is, nice picture there. I think that was on one of the front of the comics, so that looks nice. And then we have his story, which, as I mentioned, it's unknown who he is, but it's likened to a noxious weed spreading his evil seeds across Gotham City. Mr. Bloom was both a supervillain and a power broker. His seeds were deadly man-bat based implants that granted superpowers to a new wave of criminals, such as Precious, Gigi Huang, and Gisu. Mr. Bloom used those same implants to transform himself into a super strong killer with sharp claws and the ability to stretch his body to an extraordinary lengths. So that's a little bit better explanation for him there. Now, of course, this was a 2-pack, so of course came with Rookie as well. So you can see the height difference once again between Mr. Bloom and Rookie. And they also came with this display base we can put them on as well. So nice like road that's all been up and torn, so all sorts of little stuff, sort of trash and rubble there with the little pegs that we can put them on. So let's see if I can get the characters on this. So there I got them both put on the base. I don't really know what Mr. Bloom does, like, since he doesn't come really with any effects or anything, so I just did that he's like touching the suit, trying like to affect it or something there. But I got them both on this stand there, at least like sort of confronting each other, and just tried the best I could with the display base there. But I think it looks really cool. It's awesome to get Rookie, such a cool figure. Mr. Bloom is just okay. Nothing wrong with the figure, just, you know, not the most interesting villain. But I still think it's pretty cool and awesome to get this 2-pack. Well, that's going to be it for our DC Multiverse Gold Label Target exclusive figures, where we got Fire, Metallo, and the 2-pack of Rookie and Mr. Bloom. So all these are pretty cool, nice additional figures. Of course, not reuse or any repeated characters, anything we've had before. So nice new additions to the collection, and all are pretty cool. Really like the Fire with her translucentness and stuff. Comes with cool fire effects. Metallo looks nice with this design. Like I said, not my perfect version of Metallo, but looks good for what he's got. And then Mr. Bloom and Rookie are really cool, especially that Rookie with just how big and how good his articulation is. So let me know what you thought of these 4 figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.